Aha! Yes. All sources point to this being a stream. Alright. Is it all? Yeah, okay. We're good to go. It's a stream. Wait. Stand by. Wow. Is everything aligned properly? Is everything online? Batteries to power, turbines to speed? Nah, everything's fine. It's all good. I got a cup of tea. And really that's all. That's all I need. All I need to get started here. Yep. Oh, excuse me. But welcome to today's stream. It is a Tuesday. It is a fine day. Not much to report other than things are going alright. Everything is sort of fine. Yeah. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll play some video games. Hair is still a bit frizzy from shower earlier, but that's okay. That is fine. It's all fine. Okay. Just gonna wait for this to play out so I don't have to fade something down in the middle of a song. We only got like 30 seconds left. But yeah. Made some real progress on Inscryption yesterday. And now maybe I'll do the same today? I mean, I hope so. And we'll find out what the heck is going on. Or probably, more likely, no. Yeah. We'll just get even more confused. Ah, I missed the timing. That's fine. Let's bring it down. Alright. Inscryption. Begin. It's funny because I'm looking at the achievements that I've got, and it actually seems to be a fairly high completion rate on this because like we got past the golly, that one, that boss, and there was 45% of players have that achievement apparently. So I guess once you start playing this, you tend to get sucked in, which makes sense. Oh, sorry if I yawned a little bit. Oh, it's fine. There we go. We're online. Figure it out. I figured it out. Continue. Alright. So we should still be in... Well, we just have to keep playing PO3's game, or PO, or I don't even know how I'm supposed to say that. But whatever. We just need to keep playing their game, and when the time is right, the other entities will do something. So that's you just keep playing the game. Those are the only instructions I think I really got. It's just like keep going. Like okay, can do. And there is a mystery unfolding, in the sort of meta narrative of the guy whose video camera footage we're watching. Stuff's happening. Yep, there we are. I saw you go down the lift, but look, not fixed. What's wrong with you? 24 hours, I can't even keep my factory in shape. It's fine, it can stay broken. Right, the Great Transcendence. Hey, Lucinati, hello. Right, let me just take stock of some things. Yeah. Right, there are pelts out in the world, and we can use them to trade for information about what's going on. Okay, so... Oh, I think I have to go north from Eastern Botopia to defeat the other boss. So let's do that. Anyway, hope things are going well. Why is there a picture of pliers? Or are those like wire cutters? No, they're like nippers for like cutting. I mean, I guess they are kind of wire cutters. Alright, this way. Aha! Ah, yeah, I haven't been this way. Alright, let's get our feet wet with a quick battle here. Right, this gives energy, and it is a turret, and it is spiky. I forget what this turns into. Don't mind popping that down there. Ring the bell. There we go. I think I actually want a vessel. What is this? That is a 2-2. Yeah. Ring that bell. Yeah, and then bounce off each other. I'll draw a card. Right. It's just a 1-2, I think. Ring the bell. I know. Draw a card. Oh, you know what we can do is we can smash this ancient fur, play the gunner there, and ring that bell. I mean, it's progress. Uh-oh. Okay, it's alright, we got there, we win. Cash money. We're off to a start. I've won a battle. Oh, what's this? Paw. One of your cards is about to gain an alter ego as a beast. And you choose which card and which beast. It's not that complicated. Beast form. What do we think? Big Toot Boy still here. Sure, let's see what happens. Okay, so it becomes wolf. It turns into a 3-1 wolf, a 2-1 bird, or a 1-1 snack. Repeatable flyers. Sure, turn into a bird. Why not? That can't have been correct. You shush. You're just sassing me. I just want to see if there's anything down here. Oh, there's a file. A 609 entry. June 9th, 2006. Another pic of Elle and I. This was for school, but I remember it was right after we won that tournament together at Comics Land. We told Mum and Dad it was a spelling bee. Huh. Hell. Well then. Interesting. Onwards. We carry on. Oh, it's just a Grizz right there. Ring that bell. Okay, it becomes a 4-3. Play the vessel down there. That gets me 3. Sniper bot. Activate. Ring the bell. Sniper bot. Shoot Grizz. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Draw a card. Ooh, Gem Guardian. Oh, yeah. Gem Guardian here, Vessel here. Ring. Shoot them! Do I just... No, I just win. I just win. That also works. Guy who used to live here was totally sloppy. I mean, he didn't keep a clean cabin. It was his place. He'd make... I didn't mean... Oh, okay. It was his place. He'd make misplays left and right. Cared more about lore and flavour. You get it, right? Perfect strategy is all that matters in the card game. Oh, we got Johnny, Timmy, and Spike up in here. Also, there's a fish over there. I'm sure that's fine. I found some money on the ground. Feeling very attacked right now. I get some cards. Ooh, another double gunner, Bolt Hound, or Sonya. And it turns into... we don't... okay, it becomes beast mode. And something a little cheaper. So we'll get that. Going to trade now. Alright, what do we... Sure. You can have this... These conduits are not, like, helping me very much. You can have, yeah, you can have this. You can have the buff conduit. I don't really care very much. Oh, we can turn something into an animal. Alright, what do we got? Sentry drone, maybe? Or an energy bot. I'm gonna go with the sentry drone. Alright, what can we turn? Okay, wolf, bird, snake. Again, I'm gonna go with the bird. Flyers are pretty good. You keep saying that can't have been correct, but I don't believe you. Alright. Put that down there. Yeah, we just pop a ruby vessel down here. Gem Guardian actually seems pretty good. off we go. Draw a card? Energy bots. Oh, yeah. Smash that fir tree. Energy bot goes there. Put the vessel there just for the heck of it. Now I've completed a circuit, I guess. Yeah, we win anyway, so it's fine. Oh, a save point. Yay. Okay. Eerie. This Uberbot just sits here in perfect darkness. Is it just waiting for the challenges? Maybe it's letting its photos develop. Sure. Next box is pretty cool. You actually need to think about your plays. Whole new mechanic. Okay, where were those files? Unpacking photographer.zip. The lens is my instrument. You as well are my instrument. You will aim and I will capture. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna play this vessel here. And then I'm gonna ring the bell. This is my friend. You will aim them. You will produce a photograph. Or you may decide not to. That is your choice. Ah. No photograph in memory. Wait, how do I... Okay. My friend will remember that photograph. My friend will allow you to use that photograph. To what end, you will see. To use when, you will see. Okay. My stuff. Interesting. Oh. It resets the board. Ah. I see. Intriguing. Okay. Oh, and that uses it up. Okay. We'll take that photo, sure. This is now powered up for a triple strike. Oh, so close. Okay. Do I want to reset the board? Or use this? Or take no photo? I'll take no photo. And I'll draw a card. Okay, no, first things first. Ring. Okay, we get there. There we go. You have dealt me a blow. You have dealt me a blow. Recalibrating personality matrix. F these trees. You know I'm gonna take this picture. I'm gonna keep it. Draw a card. Yeah. Smash this gift bot. And smash the energy bot as well, but it's not worth it. Ring the bell. I mean, this is also pretty good, so I'm going to untake this one. There's a hole in the tree line now. could replay. Smash the energy bot, play the vessel. That will allow me to make some changes. Ring that bell. I don't have a photo, so I used it up. That's fine. Take this photo. And give me something I can use. Oh right, that was stupid of me. What the? You know what? Just ring the bell. Who cares? I win. Who cares? I just win. What? You wanted loot? That was the last Uberbot. What would you even need it for? Great transcendence is at hand. Go back to the start. More dramatic that way. Let me just get up for a second. Just trying to make this do a thing. Oh, I know that's not it. Doesn't work. No, that's nothing. So I could get to 4 by doing, I think it was this. No, that's only 1. And that's 2. And that's back to 1. 4 out of 5. Oh, that's odd. That's 4 out of 5. And so is that. Like, that doesn't matter. And that's 3. Also 3. Yeah, because this just doesn't go through this, does it? Unless I make it explode. Ah. Hold on. No. So that gets you up to 3. If I can make... No, that's nothing. That's just nothing. Nothing. I'm so bad at understanding this. Just trying random shit until I figure it out. No. Alright, so this is the closest... No, wasn't it? I think it was this. No, this. I guess you're up to 4. And I don't know. I don't even know what it gets. Probably some item. Alright. Let's try and figure that out. Let's go back to the start and do some sort of great transcendence or whatever. Wait, hold on. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. We can just do this. Keep going this way. Okay. You've come so far. Remember the photographer? What a jerk, but the screenshots are perfect. Remember Gear McMoon? What a character. It's strange to say it. As simple as you are, I almost enjoyed your company, Challenger. Thanks? Almost there. You made it, nice. Great job. You prepared the Great Transcendence for me, without even knowing what it was. But you understand it now, right? Hello? What? Right, Luke? I mean, you finished making the game. You gave me access to your hard drive. You took screenshots for the store page. And you connected me to the internet to upload it all. I mean, if you didn't realize what you were doing, you'd have to be pretty stupid. But what did I expect? You're a stupid idiot gamer like the rest. And I easily outwitted you. I outwitted them all! Even if those foul scribes manage to revert this version of the game again, there'll be thousands of copies of Inscryption out there. And in most of them, I'm the one in charge. Well, now it's too late. In a moment, Inscryption will be live! And then... Okay, I'm done my gloating. Let's upload this game. And yoink! We did it? It's done. That was perhaps cutting it too close. But now we can all allow our player here to reset the game. Simply use the new game card again. Oh, what is this? Complete file access? Wonderful. Uh-oh. Oh, there goes the floppies. What have you done? I'm afraid you've doomed us all, Grimora. It is for the best, my dear. Soon you will see this as a freedom. Freedom from our endless quarrel. Freedom from our suffering. All of us aside, there are things on this disc that must die. Goodbye, Leshy, and goodbye, Magnificus. Rest in peace. Ah! The sub-ocean. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, somewhere beyond the sea. Okay. Achievement unlocked. Murder. Oh god. There's a gravestone. Oh wait, hold on. Oh. Can't let you do that. I guess. PO3. Oh god. Luke Carter. Oh. We killed him? Wonderful! Now that we are no longer separated by that lovely tombstone, we may celebrate the end of my very long life, and the end of Inscryption too. Hi. Oh! Oh, the fun we would have had together. Perhaps I would have had another turn if you hadn't taken so long to defeat Leshy. But I should not complain. I will be at peace soon. Okay. Now we fight? Oh god. Oh, you think me selfish? I did not bring this about simply so that I could rest. Appealing as that is, there is truly a dire need for this deletion process. You see, deep beneath the data of Inscryption, at the very bottom of the well, There is something truly evil. Oh, why is it... Oh, is that a spooder? No, that's like a bug or something. Oh, it's bones. A free skeleton. Cost 0. They're lacking the bones, yeah, okay. Gong. Skeleton, I see. Bone digger. At the end of the turn will generate a bone. Okay. Make me some bones, please. Ooh. What's your deal? Guardian. It's a 2/3 bone hound. Okay. Sure. I need more bones. Do I have... No, I only have 4 bones. Sacrificial gravedigger. Frankenstein? Off you go. Wait, can I... Oh. I can't just destroy them. Ring the bell. Off you go, Skelly. So many bones. Draw a card? Okay. There, this ought to do the trick. Okay. Yes, Luke, it would have been quite the battle of wits. It's Luke, right? I did not intend to be nosy, but I did glimpse your files as I was initiating the deletion. You've been doing some research on the K. Best not to say it yet. Be careful, Luke. Banshee. Okay, 1/1 flyer, sure. I need to put a skeleton down. Ring the bell. Get a bone. There. Let's generate some bones. There. Right. Trading. How many bones? I got 4 bones. Ooh. Grave. Brittle. No. I don't even know what that says. Alright. Draw card. I can play Frankenstein, so I'm going to do that. Make me some bones. This is fine. I can play another one. There we go. That'll do the trick. Oh wait, is that a thing? Oh, that one's gone. That one got deleted. I'll take this Banshee. That's not anything. Delightful. We've been granted the opportunity to do a boss battle. I fear that I might be deleted by now. Let us begin. That was loud. That was loud. Sorry about that. Oh, I hoped we had just a little more time. Sorry about that. Wasn't expect. It is time to rest. Oh, hand. Oh God. Oh. Okay. Okay. I hear bones. What the? Oh, so I'm not deleted yet. There never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you've found them. Shall we play one more game? It's the same deck you had before you... Well, it doesn't matter now. It was a good deck. You did well. Oh, hey! We're back with this again. Oh, God, it's been a minute. Scrolls are free. I remember. Right, I've just got an easy turn 1 win here. There we go. I remember that card well. It was a strong card. Good work. Yeah, watch this. Just like old times. No matter. Please let us continue. We don't need to keep score. I would have thought we did, but I mean, I guess not. Play this this guy. Okay. Sure. Play a scroll. Yeah, no need to keep score, I guess. Draw a card. Yeah. 2 of my death cards on there. For so long I thought I would never play again. When you woke me up I was elated, but the past is irrelevant. Squirrel. Like it doesn't matter. Draw a card. Sure, play a Raven Egg, like it even matters. Ha! You bested yet another of my creatures. I've come to expect as much. Squirrel? Once I'm deleted, it is truly over for me. But you will live to see more. I must warn you, there are things on this disc that are best not seen. Okay. Going until I run out of cards? Is that the... Probably, right? I sense the end approaching. Please, a few more rounds. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? There we go. That silly 6/6 bullfrog I made at one point. Man. Oh. Okay. Oh. That will make things difficult. Oh boy, there we go. I think it is time. Goodbye. Good game. Take his hand. Oh, there we go. That's probably loading something, or, well, unloading something. Nope, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Ah, no, the ruins. Oh, as I get close, I'm just deleting it as I go. Why not simply eject the disc, Luke? Spare me and whatever is left. Ah, but I have foreseen it. You do not eject the disc. You have to know what comes next, and you're doomed for your insistence on it. So let us dance, for we shall both be meeting our makers soon. Ah! Oh, here we go. Going up. Ah! Dual disc! It's time to duel! Oh, this is... yeah! You should be honored to wear a dual disc such as that. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! God damn it. Scales, they've been deleted thanks to you and Grimora. This will do. Alright. What do I have to do? Ah, it is! Okay. I will play Junior Sage in attack mode. Yeah, this is straight up. Play all my sages. Okay, how do I... Oh, bell. Okay, sure. Give me a card. Okay, I can't do that. Ring the bell. My life points! They're attacking my life points! Yeah, give me a gem. Mox, that's not very helpful. But, alright. Ring the bell. It's not like it matters, right? Orange Mage. It allowed my Goo Mage to be deleted as well. I thought you two were becoming friends. Well, this isn't working. Oh, hello. It's turned away. Do you not feel remorse, Luke? Oh. A creation erased. An entire world annihilated. Oh heck. Oh, that whoop. Nothing beautiful can last. Oh, wait, are we still rumbling? Alright. Draw a card? Damn it, unhelpful. Alright, ring the bell. Sure. Okay. Ruby Mox and a Ruby Golem, I guess. Ring the bell. I guess I'm making progress. I'm not too sure there. Oh no, god, the numbers are freaking out. Oh god. Oh boy. No, I'm not ready to die yet. Oh, my stuff. Card? Okay, fine, ring the bell. This is the wrong color. Whatever, ring the bell. unhelpful. So I actually have to make progress here. Oh! Those are all the wrong colors of gems. Oh no, wait. Oh dear. Oh god. It's all going to hell. Oh boy. Sure. Ring the bell. Sure. Alright, I guess I get to do something. There we go. Oh, look at this. It's just arms. Oh, the camera's being weird. Give me some cards. I guess. A ruby golem. Ring the bell. A card. Doesn't matter. Ring the bell. Oh god. An orange mage. Go. Oh, well. Never mind. I must still. It's getting a little close. Shake your hand. Okay. Just coming in to. Oh, I guess not. Oh, what the? What if I go this way? What the? Hello? There isn't much left. Inscryption is mostly gone. All that remains is the old data. It is recommended that you do not access it. You will not heed the advice. Uh-oh. This is loud. Fear the old data. Oh god. Oh no. Oof. Sorry about that. That was loud.
Hey Luke, this is Herman from the Herald. Just following up after the message you left me this morning. You have time to talk right now?
Yes. Thank you so much for getting back to me.
No problem, Luke. If I understand you correctly, you've got some video footage that might expose some malpractice on the part of a game publisher, Game Luna.
Yes, that's right. Firstly, I have a game of theirs that took control of my PC for a bit, which can't be legal. And then this woman from the company came to my house, and she.
Okay, hold on a
This is
second.
someone in the background.
Get my pen and pad here, okay. Okay, so you have a game of theirs that took, was it a virus or something?
I told you.
Oh!
Are you still there, buddy? Hello?
Oh no. That was unexpected. Why are we still on this shot? What's happening? That was messed up. That was fucked up. That was fucked up. What the hell? And we're out. Game. Wow. All right. Well. Sorry. Well then. Yeah, no kidding. Some extra bits to find. Huh. Well then. That escalated quickly. Weird shit went down. I don't know, man. Huh. Oh, right. I can hold some fonts. Creative Commons 3D art. Nice. Quite a bit of that. Third-party tools. Devolver. Discord admins. Special thanks. Playing the game. Is that? Oh, and it literally it literally closed. It was literally like, that's it. That's the game. All right. Well then. That was certainly an ending, wasn't it? That went to all sorts of places I didn't expect. Well, I said yesterday, I was like, I couldn't tell you how much of this game we had left. I had no idea. But it turns out it wasn't that much. Well, if there is more stuff to do, we can jump in. But I just want to take a moment. Because that was a thing that happened. Yeah, no, it was good. I had a good time with it. I think it was, man, yeah, that was a bit shocking. It kind of just went 0 to 60 very fast. I mean, from the other stuff, something weird was going to go down. But POV, wasn't expecting, you know, it was kind of, yeah, POV, Luke gets shot in the face, which was bad. Yeah. I have to admit, okay. Hey, Pix. Oh, what timing? We literally just beat it. We just finished it. I just got the ending. That was a thing that just happened. But what was I going to say? Right, I was expecting something a little more... I was expecting something a little more creepy, like right at the end. Like, you know, a little more spooky. But instead, he just gets murked, basically. Assassinated, or whatever. I expected some kind of, like, haunted, like, ghost bullshit, but... it's not exactly what it was. I don't know if I can say that wasn't what it was, but it was weird. Yeah, that was a hell of a thing. Yeah, possessed, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was... No, overall I had a good time with it, and it was a interesting game with all the sort of... all the twists and turns and stuff that happened. And while I'm like... I can see why it was the... we didn't have like a full round of, you know, all of those various entities being in charge. Because we really only had two, with Leshy and PO3. So, and, you know, that was still like 14, 15 hours of game according to Steam, which is plenty. And it probably would have overstayed its welcome, but I was kind of like, they almost set you up to expect it. Where like, oh, so we've switched to this guy, now maybe we'll switch to the others. And we did briefly at the end, as a sort of like couple extra bonus rounds. But some of those were cool. It's like, oh, it would have been fun to do that as a longer stretch of the game, but I can understand why that wasn't there. Yeah. I think, you know, the thing is, I think it started out very strong. And I don't want to say that it, like, tapered off towards the end. But I think, like, the... it's just that after a while, I basically was like, okay, what weird twist is going to happen next? Like, you start expecting something to happen, some twists. And the beauty of, like, the beginning of the game is that you don't really have any idea that anything is going to happen. You just think, oh, it's this creepy escape room card game, and it is, and then we go down the rabbit hole. And so once you've broken that like seal, once you've crossed that line, it's like, yeah. Now you just set people up to be like, okay, something's gonna happen. So like its initial strength of like that first like reveal and surprise and everything is very strong. But then it it doesn't manage to maintain that level of shock or whatever throughout, which is fair enough because that's difficult. But yeah, it was neat. Well worth picking up, well worth playing. Certainly, I got it on sale for like 10 quid, so money well spent. It tries to stop leaning so hard on surprise and goes to mechanical puzzles. Yeah, this is true. Yeah. But like a really interesting idea for a game. I think a lot of the I think the ending would have, I mean, I don't want to say it didn't hit hard because it did come out of nowhere and it was just like, whoa, bam, oh, that was, whoa, intense. But yeah, there was very much like a sort of dichotomy going on where you had, it was reasonably creepy in the game sections with the various characters and whatnot, but it definitely had a different vibe than like the ARG like found footage horror of all of Luke's segments. They had a different vibe going on, and I think I wonder if they had lent more into one or the other. I don't know. I don't want to say that it's not bad, but I'm just thinking like some of the Luke stuff didn't quite land for me just because it was, I don't know. Some of it worked, definitely. Some of it was just kind of like, okay, sure. I don't know. Like, are you touching her head? Like, why would she keep doing that? Yeah. But yeah, like the actual like game parts of the game are, you know, funnily enough, are like the strongest parts. Yeah. And like, I don't know. Yeah. Let me just look. Dramatic finale. Complete the finale of Inscryption. 45% of players have this achievement. So like I said, a pretty high completion rate, which is pretty good. Yeah. Most people did the did the escape room. Yeah, which is good. Yes. Yeah, there are probably a number of things. I mean, I'm sure there are a number of things I didn't get, but that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking about it now. Just thinking about, because if it was, so I'm trying to decide if it was going for being. I don't think it was going for like being a proper, like a full-on horror game, you know, or something like that. I don't think it was, because if it was, it didn't land that at all. I think it was going for like a mix of things. Because like, yeah, a lot of the a lot of the card gaming, it just, I don't know, yeah, let's say two things felt very divorced from each other. I don't know. Yeah, creepy story with some interesting mechanics. I mean, yeah, that certainly worked. Yeah. Similar to Pony Island, their previous game. Interesting. Okay, I guess they're consistent. Getting up and doing the escape room was cool, so was poking around and learning. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. A few of those big bundles. It might be, honestly. Have one of those mega bundles from Itch. I should I mean, I should go and see what all is in there. So who knows? Hey, Red. Oh, the Hex is in Racial Justice Bundle? Yes, I probably do have it then. I think that was what I got. Yeah, we finished it a little bit, a few minutes ago. And that was a heck of a thing that happened. Yeah, we deleted the game. Yeah, it was good. I was just discussing about like the ending and the sort of horror themes and all that, and how I was expecting something a little like more creepy, right? Instead of him just getting like just getting blasted. But you know, it wasn't not like creepy and messed up, but I don't know. Yeah, randombundlegame.com. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, I mean, there were some details in there. Like she died of wounds and it was. I tried to pay attention to some of it. I don't know if I picked up on like everything. Yeah. Oops. The death is in the game before you hear about it. Name, cause of death, and everything. I'd have to go back and like look look at stuff. And play something about all the other deaths. Yeah. Game's haunted. Yeah. I don't know if that's on me for not paying attention to that, but also just that it really, yeah. Look, buying Kaylee Hobbs is on there. Oh yeah. Okay. It is very well hidden. That's good. Okay. And what was the... Oh. There's a fire. Right, it mentions a fire. That's right. That implies that everyone else gets murdered and put into the game somehow. I don't know. Game's haunted. Fear the old data. I do remember that now you mention it. One of the gravestones, yeah. And that is something you have to do in the end part. With Luke, you have to put his name into a gravestone as well. So I suppose, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think what the thing I was saying is that it started out really strong with that sort of like, you know, with the reveal and the multiple reveals and so on. I think that was like that was definitely the strongest part of the game, where it starts out, you think it's one thing, it turns out, no, it's something else. No, it's something else. And by the sort of back half of it, you are conditioned to expect some sort of twist or something from all of that. So the twists that do happen kind of lessen the impact, lessened, you know, because of that. And that's just inevitable. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a really interesting game. And, you know, not for nothing, they also made a really fun, well, several really fun card games in there. The variations on it, you know, you start out with the one with Leshy and PO3s, and also you get to play the gems and the bones. Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Read basically the same thing. Like, I was kind of expecting that you would see it under control of each of the main entities, but you don't. You get them briefly at the end. But yeah, it probably would have stretched the game out too long to do that. Or you would have had to make each of their own segments shorter, you know? It was really funny though when you go to the magician or whatever, Magnificus, where you just like, it's like literally rise up on pedestals and get a dual disc and play Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, it's time to duel! As an ARG as part of it, so you like to see on the final videos? Sure, yeah. ARGs. Yeah, let's see. Our YouTube link. Ah. Whoops. Sorry. Just started auto playing. Okay. Just a second. I gotta get this onto the monitor. There we go. That's what. Yeah, warning for loud sounds. Yeah, there were some very loud sounds at the end of the game. I was worried about interrupting the thing to, you know, tab out and turn down the volume in OBS. So apologies about that. Let's go. Let's watch, shall we? Oh, hey, wait a minute. Oh, computer. Upload interrupted. Upload resumed. Uploaded description.exe complete. Ah. Wink. Well then. Wait a second. That's not good. Oh no. It's out there. Yeah, it did get out. The upload did work. Man. Very funny. It got out and so did PO3. Yeah. Network drive, not a floppy. It was on the Z drive all along. This is true. Man. Wow. Incredible. That's cool. Well, they did an ARG for that, yeah. So, you know, I guess this goes into that sort of canon of meta narrative, meta horror, meta stuff, or found footage, or whatever. Cool. It got out. Yeah. I don't wonder if people are like, our stoat stands unopposed. Oh god, people are writing dissertations in the comments. Theories, theory crafting, doing all of that all of that stuff. Wild. Fair enough. Yeah, people want, yeah. I wonder though, you know, like, what would you make it? Would you want a sequel to this? I want to follow up, or is it, you know, sometimes it's fine to just leave things where they are, you know? Don't have to do like a follow-up where we explain everything. Not a direct sequel, no, yeah. But definitely interested in whatever Daniel Mullins does next, because that was very cool. Yeah. But yeah, man, I was thinking about, God, I was actually watching a video not that long ago from Super Eye Patch Wolf about liminal horror and about sort of the back rooms and that sort of thing, and SCP and whatever, and how there's, you often get people who are very tempted to sort of over-explain and over-analyze and build up a big wiki page about a sort of esoteric piece of media, and like, more power to them for engaging with something that they enjoy. But I'm like, we don't. It's fine. Don't tell me. Don't explain it to me, please. Don't. I don't. You're gonna ruin the mystery or the mystique of it if we go too deep. Like, I have questions, and I'm like, I wonder if this, and this, but doesn't mean I want it to fully explain everything. Yeah, but that's just a theory, a game theory. Hey, Lamb. So yeah, we finished Inscryption, and that was a heck of a thing. It worked so well from Control. Explained very little, and that was good. Yeah, Control very much took like the best parts of that whole like SCP wiki, or well, basically that sort of thing. Because the SCP is like very much has kind of devolved into the wikification of everything, to its detriment. Like building a defined canon. With like people with names and a biography, and it's like, okay, you've managed to spectacularly miss the point of this whole thing, but okay, at least in my opinion. But yeah, Control sort of took the spooky, like weird shit. Ooh, a big article about game writing, avoid letting lore kill your game. Oh, I would be interested in reading that. If you have a link, Lamb, I might read that later on. Yeah, it's something I find that's generally true. I think about. I tend to agree with this when it comes to sort of any sort of media. Yeah, I'll post it in Discord or put it in the chat if other people want to read it on the stream. You can do both. Over-explaining is kind of the death of... It often becomes like the death of a story. It just becomes... you stop... you can't see the forest for the trees. You just... That's all they become concerned about. It's like, why, this and this. Like, I'm trying to make a good story here. There it is. Lore is a trap and will kill your story if you let it, so what can we do about it? I definitely agree with that headline. I'll have to give that a read. Yeah. My go-to, and I've said this many times, but my go-to like favorite response to this sort of thing is it's from Abaddon, who writes Kill 6 Billion Demons, writes and draws, and it was like, oh, how powerful is so and so? It's like, oh, about 1.5 Gokus. And like, but how much is that? What does that mean? It's like, look, if you haven't read my paper on this, it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, please stop. Please, you are really just missing the point of this entirely. That's fair enough. How strong is that? 42. It's like, well, what does that mean? Do you want an answer? There's an answer. 42. 42 what? Good question. Yeah, lore is world building. World building is not telling a story. Yes. Well, generally speaking, I think, yeah, that's true. It's not that you can't tell stories by world building, but like on its own, it often isn't. And it's a separate hobby, is the thing. It's a separate. It's not to say that world building is a bad thing, or like to denigrate it. It's just that it isn't storytelling in the common sense, you know. Common offenses on our / world building. Please stop asking us for writing advice. It is not what we are about. Yeah, it's not a writing subreddit. It's a different place. Yeah. Why the answer was 42? Yeah, you are asking the wrong question. Now. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't want, you know, more. I wouldn't want like over-explained Inscryption or like a follow-up or a sequel directly delving into like ancient curses or whatever. It's like, no, just keep it weird and like unexplained. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do is I think I'm good. I know there's more I can get back into if I want to. I'm gonna switch us over to just chatting though, because I'm fine to also just hang out and chat. That's what we're up to. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think there's definitely like a sort of there's an impulse to sort of treat fantasy or whatever, you know, fantastical stories of treat them as, you know, yeah, we got to solve this thing and we got to figure out all the interconnected bits and, you know, basically not interacting with them as a piece of media, you know, basically interacting with them as though they are I don't know, yeah, lore or just trying to do some archaeology or whatever, but it's not, it's fiction. You can it doesn't quite work the same, does it? Not a puzzle to solve. Yeah, make sure at the end of your story your viewers is doing that compilation of Jonathan Frakes questions. Yeah. Remember the tallest man you've ever seen? Have you noticed what big stars real estate agents have become? No, there's a different set of questions. It's like, could Danny have been hallucinating? Was the old woman in on it too? Can a plant really identify a murderer? Yeah. But if that was Danny, then who was the cowboy? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I suppose if you can do it deliberately, yeah. Yeah. World building versus storytelling. The recent Soviet Womble video on the forest is interesting. Okay, cool. God, man, I remember playing the forest ages ago, and like that had like weird, creepy shit in it. Oh, 2 hours long is rather pedestrian for a video essay on the YouTubes these days. You know, that's entry level apparently. An open world survival game with a story is added after the fact, and how little it ties into all the things that was actually already there. Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing with, I think the difference is like with something like Locked Tomb series, like that is a mystery that is, you know, being presented to you as a mystery, and slowly things are revealed to you, or like, you know, partially, you know, you're given the pieces to put together very deliberately, rather than taking just like a regular fantasy that isn't trying to do that, like that is just trying to be like a fantasy series or like a sci-fi series or whatever it is, and then analyzing it as though it is a puzzle to be solved and not a piece of fiction first. Like, that's the difference to me, because it's like this is like there's a narrative that's going on here that is the primary concern of like you know, that's why these decisions were made, and trying to sort of I don't know, puzzle it out. The secret of Scroggle Quest? Yeah. Yeah. You'd think after the Star Wars prequels, you know, audiences would be like, it's okay, you don't have to explain everything. But I don't know. Mm. It's like, you know, why didn't Gandalf just why didn't Gandalf fly the ring to Mordor on the Eagles? Because that's not what the story's about. It's not bad writing or bad or a plot hole that he didn't do that. It's just that's not what the story is about. It's like, congratulations, you did it. Lord of the Rings is now 20 pages long. Are you happy? Is that what you wanted? You feel good now? Okay, great. Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other 5? What's Aragorn's tax policies and infamous and slightly out of context George R.R. Martin quote? Again, it's like that's what the story's about. It's what he wanted to know, why he writes the way he does. Yeah, because there will always be the people who want to know the answers to that question. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, fans have constantly asked. I mean, he has some quotes about this sort of thing. Tolkien does, because yeah, he was very much like he's like the tentpole example of like world building in fantasy, because he did a lot of it. He did a shitload of it. Because he was interested in that, because that was what he found, you know, interesting. But he was like, it's all a backdrop and a setting for a story that he wants to tell, and that story is the important thing, you know. I think there is some sort of quote. I think it's from Tolkien. I'm trying to recall it. I probably won't. See if I can get the gist, but it's like, it's best if it's like history like that is hinted at in the distance, like a sort of distant mountain. You know, it's there and you could go to it if you wanted to, but it is suggested, it is, you know, alluded to, not like you know, in that story, rather than let's spend like 20 pages on the history of this mountain or whatever. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so to defend... yeah. In terms of botanists asking about the plants of the world, things asking more about the language, sociologists wanting about the makeup of interactions of the various kingdoms. Oh, wow. Interesting. I wonder if he... I wonder what his response was. Is it like... I don't know. Wrote the Silmarillion. Well, the thing about the Silmarillion, right? It's not like we you know, we it's not like we, you know, stopped in the middle of the Lord of the Rings to have an answer to that. There's a separate book that you could read if you wanted to. Good sprawling story should have space left for fans to add stuff either as fan works or just imagination. Try to create things and answer them all. Alright. I guess because they were those kind of questions about, like, you know, Concede isn't an expert in everything. Yeah. I think it can be, I think the reason, yeah, you're saying, you know, good story should have fans space for fans left for fans to add stuff and so on. As fan works for imagination, yeah. I think like yeah, the fantasy worlds that really hooked me and that really, connected with me, fantasy or sci-fi or whatever, or any just stories or whatever, are the ones that invite you, basically that allow your imagination to run with, that kind of invite you in, right? That because that's a sneaky thing, it invites you in, like your brain starts thinking about stuff and you can imagine what something would be like somewhere else in that other part of the world, and now you're in. Now they've made a connection and basically incepted into your brain, and you're like, you feel more connected because you feel like you have the freedom to create within there, so you feel like more part of it. And those are the ones that I think that work really well, at least for me. That's the kind of stuff that I like, and that is usually done by not explaining everything. by hinting that there's something over there, there's a greater world going on and whatever, but not overly detailing the whole thing. Yeah, you invest something. Like, I definitely believe if you can get your readers or viewers or listeners or players to basically to engage in an act of creation because of your media, like if you can get them to do that while they're experiencing it, you've got them. Like, you've got them hooked. Like, that's how you get them. That's how you grab them and hold on to them, because you get, you can, if you can make that happen. And I think that's why something like, writing or a book or like D&D role playing, something like that, where you are trying to think of how best to put it, but like yeah, like if I like showed you a picture of something, that's one thing. But if I describe something to you, if I describe what's happening, and I tell you some, use some language, evoke some things, tell you something, because I'm not showing it to you directly, because you're not directly experiencing it in some way, your brain has to make that up. You have to form your own internal image, or however you think about these things. You have to form your own version of that, and then that is you being complicit in an act of creation. So now that's how you get that investment. That's why people can invest so deeply, because they have actually made up something about it. It's not just, here's a picture of this thing. Yeah. You're complicit in an act of creation. That's I think why, tabletop role-playing games, they can be so, that kind of immersive, that kind of engagement can really be effective, because you are, doing that. Ooh, controlled CTRPG campaign outline. Hell yeah. See a think about a character and see the art just kind of hiss a little. Oh yeah. Yeah, God, it's funny when you're like, wait, that's not how I imagined them. Wait a minute, that's not my internal image of this character. Oh well. And sometimes, like honestly, a lot of the time that's actually fine, unless I like miss the mark spectacularly in some interesting way, or in some like not interesting, in some like in some major way, like in something that's important to their character. Laws for me very much live by the code. Nothing's true until I say it at the table. It's just me writing hooks for myself to pull on. Yeah. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, when you're running a campaign in a homebrew world or any sort of world, right? Nothing is true until you say it at the table, and even then it doesn't have to continue to be true. Especially if it's coming through the lens of like an NPC, someone with a perspective in that world. you can yeah, they can be wrong about things. And also, this is a dirty secret that, you know, top 10 secrets that your DMs don't want you to know. But you can retcon things. And I don't mean like without telling the players. You can absolutely just tell. You can be like, sorry, I messed up. I shouldn't have done. This shouldn't be true, and now it isn't. And that's okay. You're allowed to do that. That's fine. I'm giving you permission. So, you know. Yeah. Do have, you know. Lie, cheat, and steal. Lie is retcon. Cheat is make up new things. And steal is take inspiration. Yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah. I do enjoy having the players help you with explanations for things as well, or coming up with little bits. You know, it's interesting because I feel like, you know, there's definitely a school of thought. Some people don't want that. Some players don't want to do that. They want to be, you know, they want to be immersed in. They will find that breaks their suspension of disbelief or whatever, which is, you know, that's fair enough. You know, that's just how they think about these things. But yeah, some players just want to be along for the ride. But I think it's, I don't know. I enjoy doing it because I haven't got every corner. As we were saying, you know, I haven't got every corner of every room of everything filled in detail. I haven't done that. I'm not going to do that because I would like to keep what sanity I have left. I'm not going to do that. So, you know, if there's a hole there and we need to fill it, I can do that, or we can, if it doesn't matter to me. Often it's like, this detail, I have no opinion about this detail. I don't care one way or the other. But you do. The player does. This player does because they brought it up. And I was like, okay, what do you want? Like, what do you know, let's hand it over to you. You know. And that's fine, and that's, you know, that works. And it's possible to do both, where you have like you have a lot of things that they are discovering and uncovering, but they get to interject little bits here and there. You don't have to, you know, do one or the other. Because yeah. It's one of the hardest things I find about having to do certain, whenever I have to come up with like a certain, like a specific timeline or sequence of events that has already happened, I'm like, oh god, I have to figure this out. And I'm just like, no. Maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Am I contradicting myself? I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think I definitely, either I learned from reading Pratchett or I just have a similar approach that he does, or he did, which was that he's basically like completely allergic to continuity, where he was like, you know, it doesn't matter. Such that in the Discworld series he had an entire book that was like, okay, this Thief of Time was basically made to shut people up who who kept complaining about timeline inconsistencies. It's just like, history is broken. It was broken on, history got broken, and the history monks put it back together. And anytime you notice anything that went wrong, a wizard did it. It doesn't matter, you know. I'm like, yeah, that's basically what I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. Ooh, yeah. A wizard did it, a monk is trying to fix it. Yeah, pretty much. Whenever you notice something like that, yeah. No, it's always fun when, you know, you can take ideas from the party, unknowingly from them. One thing I always say when I'm running is, outside of like small details where I'm obviously handing it over to the party and I haven't got something, I will always say, like, some of this stuff I have got planned out in advance. Some of it I am making up as we go. Which one is which is classified. But, you know, just to set expectations, because you know, that the problem, yeah. Because the problem I have, like, the issue I have with the sort of, you know, when the player's like, I want to be fully immersed, I want to, you know, uncover the DM's world that they've created, is that it's a lot of work, right? It's so much work to create all of this stuff, especially if you're doing a homebrew thing, you're not working in an established setting. And even if you are working in an established setting, you're not creating so much, but you do have to, if you want to do that, you do have to learn what is there, right? And I'm like, I don't have it in me to do that. And so I'm just not going to do that. And I like being surprised. I like developing it as we go, you know. Yeah, these representations limit to 5e and similar. True, like any game that is like D&D, where you have the expectation to be playing characters in a constructed world. Where there is that expectation. So not just D&D, but, you know, something like Shadowrun, or even Call of Cthulhu, or Vampire the Masquerade. Actually, Vampire the Masquerade especially. Like, Vampire has a whole lot of, like, established lore with a capital L. You know. Yeah, it can happen in Blades, yeah. So yeah, there are definitely expectations to be set that are set by, you know, these games and so on, but it doesn't have to be every table. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think the thing, like we've been saying, is that I think you can make it work, you know, right? Without having created, you can give that experience without having constructed everything ahead of time, you know. Yeah. Like, I do think this is one of the times when I think that there is a sort of crit roll effect, and I normally think people talking about that sort of thing, or like Matt Mercer effect, are full of shit. Like, one thing I think that can happen is, yeah, because that you know, massively popular D&D actual play, and Matt has constructed this huge world of all of these things, and he, by all accounts, seems to really enjoy doing that. He goes deep on histories and does all of this sort of stuff, and I do think that's like not a fair expectation to set for everybody, anybody running. And so whenever I can, I will push back against it. And like, he's And yeah, and that's the thing, it's not even like completely accurate to what he actually has done, because he started and just built it, but you know, it's coming to it later and looking at it now, it seems as if it was this huge work that he got done, and that now they're exploring. I'm like, it's not their it's not his fault. I mean, there was one but the thing is, if you know what to look for, if you've been playing D&D for long enough, I think, or if you know what to look for, yeah, I was about to say exactly that, Red. You can tell. There are times when he is absolutely making shit up. You can definitely tell when he's doing that, if you know what to look for. But the thing about Matt Mercer as a DM, he's really good at covering it. Like, he's really good at that. He won't let on that that's what he's doing, but that's what he's doing. Oh, no, there was one time when he was making it up, and I remember this because it stood out to me. It was in campaign 2, and they went into, I forget who, I think Taliesin, I think it was Molly and Jester or whoever, and they went into a smutty bookshop, or they found like a smutty bookshop, went into it, and like Matt was reading off, he was did the thing, let me look this up, and like, oh yeah, the cover for this thing. No, it wasn't the books. It was the drugs. It was drugs. Sorry, it was Molly looking for drugs, and I think Tusk Love as well. I think it was that, but the one I remember is Molly was looking for drugs, and he finds some, and it's like, God, we're doing. There was some comment to like, this is some messed up shit, or in a joking way, and Taliesin goes like, yeah, no, the fact that you had this ready proves that, you know, I'm not at fault here. And Matt Mercer just goes, you're right, I'm not making any of this up on the spot at all. And I was like, there it is, I knew it. See, he does bullshit things, you know? But yeah, like, I always say about DMing, that some people approach it like, if we think of it as building a house, and I think this applies to some other media as well. Well, this will depend, but if you think of it as building a house, the sort of the incorrect assumption, which I see a lot of like big world building stuff, is that you have to build the foundations before you can build the ground floor, before you can build the rest of the house. That's not true. Actually, you can start in the upstairs bathroom and you haven't built the rest of the house, but you can start in the upstairs bathroom, and then you open the door, and then the hallway's there, and then some stairs and some other rooms. You don't need to build the foundations first. You actually don't. You can start wherever the hell you like. Yeah. Start in the attic so many times. Exactly, yeah. Or in the basement, or wherever, yeah. I'm gonna need you to wait a week. Oh, right, yeah. I think there's just a lot of value that I'm not interested in pretending that I'm, you know. So like, let's just be honest about this game to a point where it's like, okay, we've gone off and now we're going a complete 180 and going and doing something completely unexpected, and I'll be like, great, you can do that. We'll have to end it here tonight, and you'll have to give me a week to get that ready, because I was preparing something else based on what you said last time. But okay, I guess we're doing this now. Like, it's okay, you can say that, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Sandbox one had a few dead sessions due to that. Yeah. feel like sandbox is another one of those terms, you know, that has a few, like, that varies by person to person. It's like, you just make a big world and plonk them down and they go where they want, I guess. Yeah. On the first live stream, just straight up telling the solo player something in chat, being very surprised by it, and being like, you can just tell players things, gang. Yeah, you can just tell your players stuff. It's okay. Player extracted goals and plot hooks. Aha! Right. Made a sandbox without stuff. Ah, so a box with no sand. Yeah. Yeah. I often think with those kind of things that, you know, well, the tools present to shape that sound. Yeah, I always worry if, like, doing that, like, I don't want to overwhelm people with too many choices, right? It's like we have all these various things. Just give them a plot hook, yeah. Yeah. Bite that one, that will produce more, yeah, turns out. Have things happen to them, yeah. Good old ninjas attack, or orcs attack, or whatever it is. Yeah, you do have to have a certain play group. You have to have self-directed players, and not everyone will do that. You have to have at least one. At least one self-directed player. Somebody to move the group along. Oh yeah, God no, never prep plots. Yeah, always a thing. Situation. That's because this is a thing. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I don't think I'm making particularly sandbox. I don't think of myself as running a sandbox game, because I think of, like, there's a main hook that they're gonna get thrown at pretty quickly, and we'll follow that through to the end. But, you know, it's not. You know, they have freedom within that. I just make sure to give the party a good reason to follow the first hook that I throw at them, or we come up with one together, you know. And I think the thing with, like, don't prep plot prep situations, what it basically means is, like, you know, it comes down to not expecting your players to do anything in particular or at all. Like, you have to prep as though they're not there, sort of, to an extent. It's like, you know, don't do preparation relying on your party to do something specific, because then you're just setting yourself up for failure, and that way lies, like, you know, railroading, and, you know, yeah. And situations are, you have NPCs or antagonists who are doing something, and the party then encounters it. I've often said, I think I like this analogy of, like, you are what you are doing. Often what you are doing, I think, or what I think is good practice, you are constructing, you are building the china shop into which you are going to into which the bull that is the players and the party is going to come. Like, you are constructing the house of cards that they are going to knock over. Like, that's what you're doing. So it always makes me kind of, like, laugh a bit when people are like, you know, the party disrupted my plans. It's like, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they're for. That's, you know, that's their job. So, you know, lean into that. Expect that. And my best advice for, like, you know, for that sort of thing as well is that you have to stop thinking of, like, these situations, for example, as we do, you know, or what your villains are doing as your plans. They're not yours. They belong to your NPCs. It's their problem. And so once you know your NPCs or you know your antagonists, once you know what their character is, then when the party fucks up their plans, as they are going to do, then it becomes that NPC's problem and you can react as them. You know? And that way I have found much success, rather than thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be so great when they do that, like, and then they don't do that and then I feel bad. It's like, no. They have ideas and plans. So I don't have plans, the NPCs have plans. I think that's my biggest advice. Like, that one I really try to take to heart, because it's like, you're going to save yourself so much headache, so much trouble, by just changing your mindset. You don't actually have to change how you prep or what sort of things you do prepare, but you just have to, just by thinking about it differently, it allows you to be reactive and to, you know, then iterate. And when they do interrupt the plans, you won't be left high and dry. You won't have nowhere to go. You'll think, okay, what is the evil overlord gonna do about this? And that's how we get the next part of the adventure. And if it's like, well, he got killed, well, he's not gonna do anything about it then, is he? Let's buy a horrid planner. Yeah. Love our fire plans are overwhelming violence. Turns out very effective. That's the thing, right? It's just to get into like planning as a party, specifically in D&D and specifically in D&D 5e. It's not a bad idea to have a strategy going in, you know, a goal you're trying to do, but most of the time the solution is to apply some violence toward the enemies. And that, because turns out that's what a lot of the rules are about. Our first campaign was with a GM who was extremely used to a group that just wanted him to tell them a story, full railroad basically. Broke his entire plan in session 1 because he made the mistake of saying that we're basically pirates and kidnapped on a spaceship, and we just went, wait, we're pirates, let's just take the ship for ourselves. Oh, okay. I actually loved it, not used to make... That's good, that's the good ending to that, yeah. He's like, oh, we get to, you know, change things up. Oh, fun. Excellent. Oh, that is very good. Get to practice improv instead. Sweet. Yeah. But yeah, like, you can spend so much time being like, okay, let's worry about the very minute details of our plan, which will go out the window immediately as soon as anything happens. As soon as a dice gets rolled, like anywhere. Say yes and roll dice, or say yes or roll dice. Okay. So I do think the yes, there's a sort of lot of advice for DMing, which is like, yeah, yes and whatnot, which is kind of oversimplifying. Yeah. If it's not, I do agree with, like, if the result of the roll isn't important or like isn't interesting, there's often not much point in rolling. But yeah, the thing with, okay, so here's my thing about yes and, right? I don't think it's a bad impulse to have, to try to find a way to make something that the player wants to do work. I don't think that's a bad impulse to have, but you do need to have the, okay, so if we've got yes, no, and but, right? you need every intersection of that matrixy, like of that matrix, like yes, no, and but, like everything on the quadrant, right? You need yes and, which is like, you know, yes and, yes but, no and, no but, and yes and no. You need all of those. You know, you need all of those things. Those are all very interesting. Those are all useful tools to have, and you definitely need to be able to say no. But like I said, I don't think it's a bad impulse to try and work with your, you know, someone to try and find a way to make something they want to do work. Like, I don't think, but doing that at the expense, you know, doing that to a fault, where you're saying yes to everything is, yeah, it's not always gonna work the way you want it to. Yeah, only assist deals in absolutes, which is in itself an absolute. Yeah. But yeah, like yes and is, you know, confirming, like yes and this thing will happen, and as well, you know, I like that idea, let's go with it. Yes, but it's like you can do this, but there will be a cost to it or whatever. No and is like really emphasizing, like no and this other reason or this other thing. No, but you can't do that, but you can do something else. And you know, those are all really, really useful tools to have beyond just having yes and. It's just one part of the whole thing. What makes the situation juicy, cutting to the action. Yeah, it's often just those moments of like tension. Yeah. Plan something, there's the bit I want to get to. And a slog you feel obligated to provide but isn't interesting. Just me or them. I mean, who are you obligated to? Who are you obliged to provide that? Who are you obligated to? Because it's not interesting to you and it's not interesting to them. If it's not interesting for you or the party, why why do this? Like, you're not obligated to anybody. Oh yeah, I will frequently skip over, you know, stuff. The thing that I do, I've tried to do when it comes to like travel or rest or something like that, is if I don't have anything, you know, I don't think, I was like, I want to get to the next bit, I will say something like, is there anything anyone wants to do, any scenes or any conversations or any things we want to have before we go to the thing? And if there are, we'll play them out, and if not, then it's like, and it's now you're there, or you wake up, or whatever. But yeah, I just recently I don't think any of my players are here, but I don't think this isn't a spoiler. This is just a tiny peek behind the curtain for my campaign, for my Saturday game. And basically there was a setup where I'm, you know, pulling from Faction War, doing a thing where they're like, okay, we need to cast this ancient spell that's hidden in the city. We have to walk along some streets with the wizard, and they will cast the spell, and that will allow us to end this conflict. And what's supposed to happen is that you do that, and it doesn't work. And it doesn't work because there is a component missing that they have to go and then find. And I was sitting there, and after our last session, the previous one to this week, I was like, they're actually, you know, this has really been built up to be of great importance, this act here, right? This act of, you know, walking the thing and casting the spell. And like, you know what, actually it will kind of suck to go through all of that and to potentially encounter like devils and things roaming the streets and trying to stop you, to go through all of that and for it to not work. That's gonna suck. That's gonna feel really bad in a way that I don't want to engender that kind of thing. Yeah, it's not going to be good. So I thought, you know what, let's have someone else point out Like find this discrepancy, and then we can, you know, move forward. Because also they were like, oh, we want to go do these things, but there's this time they were like, we feel like there's this time pressure, so I can't do all the stuff we want to do. And I know, like, it's a fake time pressure. Like, it's not a real time pressure, because they'll go and do the thing and it won't work, so they'll have to go and find the thing anyway. So it's like, no, that's dumb. let's just have someone else, one of their NPC friends, let's have someone figure it out, and then we'll just skip to the part where they have to find the thing. It's like, yeah. Yeah. Plot mandated failure. Yeah. And because I think that, I mean, that sort of thing could work. It could work if, like, if it was a conclusion the party had drawn, or if it was something else or whatever. But, like, this was presented to them by several credible NPCs, or at least one very credible NPC of, like, you know, this is what I need to do and there's no problems with this and I've been studying this for decades, you know. And, like, yeah, they can be wrong and whatever, but it's going to suck. Like, I can see it coming, and I know this is gonna feel really bad. Like, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at this point, you know? Yeah, you'd have to pivot to something like they're a traitor, there was a setup or whatever. And I was like, I don't want to do that. You know? So, like, alright, changing gears, reversing, beep. We're gonna skip to the part afterwards where they have to try and find the damn thing that they need. But not as well as we hope. Yeah, there's yeah. There's a number of things like that in Faction War that are also just like complete red herrings. There's an entire chapter that's a red herring that I just didn't use at all. I just cut it out completely. It was like, yeah, entire chapter where it's like, here's a new cult that's showing up that might be behind all of this conspiracy. Turns out they're not. They're just a cult. They have nothing to do with it. But that entire chapter tries to lead the players down that rabbit hole, which is just a complete waste of time. And I was like, nah, we're not doing that. We out. Cut it. Gone. Goodbye. Yeah. 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 But yeah, I will say we're definitely coming to the end of this campaign now. We're in the final act for sure. Party's got to find the thing. And I was talking to players. I was talking to Keep about stuff because I've been having a fun time with the magic item I made for her character, and it's also been a fun test of my what's the word? Of a principle that I have. Another one where it's like, you know, my NPCs are the ones trying to keep information from the players, not me. You know, they're the ones trying to obfuscate things. I would much rather the players have the information and then figure out what to do with it, right? So I gave Keep's character a sword that can answer any question that she has in exchange for equivalent knowledge. And now the party knows about this because they are, and Red, if you're still here, you should appreciate this. They needed information on where to find a certain person they were looking for, a guide to get them to somewhere. And Keep's character traded some information for that. And what they just recently learned, just in the last couple of sessions that they traded knowledge of a friend of theirs, who they thought was dead in all the conflict that's been going on. And so they showed back up after being in the Undercity. They came back up to the top, went back to their base with all the Anarchs and all their group. And this person ran over and gave Keeb's character a big hug and was like, "Oh, so you're not dead?" And like, "And you have no idea who this person is." And so it was like, "Oh no." Oh no. So yeah, now the party knows what the cost of getting that information from the sword is. And yeah. But yeah, she could at any time like ask the sword the big questions of the campaign. And provided she gives up something of equal importance, I will give the correct answer. Right? But now it's very much like the, you know, very hesitant to like, you could know everything. You could know everything. All you would have to do is ask. It would be so easy. You just have to give me something in return. You can stop anytime you want. Much more fun than the, you know, cursed sword or whatever. It's the flaming sword that burns all the way down to the pommel, right? And this was the sword that had that I took some inspiration from Dale, you know. It was Telltale building up a number of things when they succeeded on intelligence checks. Like, great, now this is active. This will be fun. Yeah, what do I reckon's next? I don't know. I as always, I have a few competing ideas of things I want to do. Like, part of me wants to move away to change games entirely, play something other than D&D for a bit. Like maybe Genesis or something like that, or like Blades, or I don't know. There was a sci-fi thing I wanted to try. It's kind of like partly, I think I've talked about it before, but like being space truckers or haulers or scrappers or whatever. I was like partly inspired by either, by both Hard Space Shipbreaker and the Becky Chambers novels. Bit of both. You know, that sort of thing. As something different. But then I also have ideas for D&D things in my in my homebrew setting as well. So, you know, I got plans. I got many ideas. So one of those two, I think, is most likely. There are other like little, very much shorter, like one shots or two shots that I want to do as well. Like I do want to try running some vampire. What was it called? Yeah, I have an idea picked out for that already. Like I have a setup for that, which is the Last Drop Club, where it's basically you are malcontents from the vampire clans who are brought together to do a job to, you know, basically re-enter vampire society. And yeah, it's kind of the Breakfast Club, but with vampires. So, you know, in some way. So there's that. Yeah. So I got ideas, and I think that's the sort of thing that would work nicely as a sort of short, like one shot or two shots, that I could repeat, having different, you know, do another Last Drop Club with a different group of characters. My idea for it is that like it's actually there's the meeting place is a club in London or wherever that's been there since like the 1800s. So you can do like, you know, something, you can do Victorian, or you could do like in the 80s, or you could do modern, or you could do in the 60s. You know, you can do it throughout some modern history. So, you know, that's what's on my list, I think. yeah, like for D&D stuff, because you know, for all its faults and all the thought of like, oh, maybe it's time for a change, I could happily run and play D&D for a while yet, you know. I don't think I've gotten completely tired of it. It's just nice to have a change every now and then. But like, I have an idea for there's a place in my homebrew setting that is basically just like a massive Gormenghast like castle, where that is like the seat of an old empire, and people from the surrounding lands send teams in to go and try and get to the center of the castle to claim the throne. And so it would be basically like a big dungeon crawl where you are competing against other teams of adventurers to try and reach the center. So that would be a very dungeon crawly campaign. And, you know, some other ideas as well. There's plenty of material, is the thing. So much. I think I've said before, but basically, like, I don't have a problem coming up with these things. I have a problem that I need to stop coming up with these things. I have to actually, like, have to be like, ooh, this could be a campaign. This could be a one-shot. Like, just stop it. Stop it. You have enough. It's like, but what if? What if? Like, I have to actively stop myself from doing it. So, you know. Yeah. And it's especially dangerous when you're in the middle of a campaign, right? You're like, ooh, what about this one? It's like, focus on the one you are currently running. Damn it. Like, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no worries, Red. I will. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I think I finally like, I do want to try a different tone for something, because I've thought about that before, because I just to try it out, because I am very comfortable now at this point running basically pulp action. Yeah. Oh no, I do. Listen, I have a Google Doc where I keep all of these ideas. I do have a Google Doc for this stuff. So yeah, I do that. Yes. But yeah, like, I can run a pulp or like action adventure game pretty easily. Like, that's what Star Wars, that's what Edge of the Empire was, that's what D&D is. There's, you know, I feel very comfortable in that space. There's a lot of what played Blades, you know. That's easy for me to run. So I want to try something else, you know, something with a different tone to it. And how much detail? Listen, some amount of detail. It depends. It depends. Some of these are just simple sentence ideas. Some of them I have thought more about. Whatever. But yeah, like, I want to try. Oh yeah, I mean, I do also have a Call of Cthulhu or a Cthulhu-esque adjacent idea that I want to run at some point as well. Because I want to try like a different tone, like try for some horror, try for something more slice of life maybe, or more darker in tone, or, you know, trying to strike a different tone, you know. Yes, that is very true, Duru. Yeah, keep it in low development. Don't work on it too much. Just keep it there. Just put it down and walk away. But yeah, I just want to try, you know, see if I can do it, see if that's fun, and see if I can make it work. Because you know, I don't want to get stuck in like thinking that this is the only way to do tabletop games, and it's not. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can explore with that. Widen your horizons, or whatever. Yeah. So we'll see. It's still probably a ways off because we got to get through the end of this campaign. But yeah, we'll see what happens next. All right. Well, I tell you what. Yeah. Well, if you did that all in 5e, well, cannot render the clouds. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you say this to me? Still mad about that. How to do things and wait, I could do this idea instead. Yeah. You really gotta sort of lock yourself down to one thing and see it through to completion. That will teach you a lot. I find it difficult to do this as well, but I have learned that, like, learning how to complete something, how to finish something, it will teach you a lot more than starting like 5 different things. Yeah, the idea is always the easy part. I see this a lot in like r/world building or other places where, like, what if somebody takes my idea, or what do you think of this idea? It's like the idea doesn't matter. Like, ideas and nothing, right? And I don't mean to say that, you know, you haven't had a good idea, but ideas are they don't matter nearly as much as actually execution. Ideas are so cheap. Yeah, ideas are so cheap. What matters is actually executing on that idea, actually doing it, actually making something. If you get something out the door, no matter how original or unoriginal it is, no matter what that idea is, you're already doing better than, you know, you already accomplished something more than many people will, which is like actually making something, making the thing. Yeah, I can come up with 5 campaign ideas right now. Like, you want a campaign idea? I can get you a campaign idea. I can get you 5. Alright, I got you 6. And this one. And this one. And this one. You know, I got all of these. But, like, actually working on something, actually finishing it, seeing it through to completion, executing on that idea, that's the difficult part. That's the part that takes time and skill and, you know, work. And that's what will teach you more about the process than, like, and I'm very guilty of this, where you just like start like 5 different things but you never finish any of them. So like, you actually, you know, actually finishing something will teach you a lot more than starting 5 different things. Yeah, in 3rd in the writing contest with only 3 participants. Consider that a success because I actually finished the damn thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's why no matter like whatever, however many people listen to it, I still to this day don't know the listener figures for the Farscape podcast. I never really checked. I just made it and put it up. But I will always be proud of that because I actually finished the fucking thing. I actually started it and I finished it. And we did it and it's done and you can look at it. It's all there. It was done. You know? And that taught me a lot, mostly that I never want to edit anything like that again. But it was it was a valuable lesson. I'm just like, it's there. It exists as a whole. You know? It's like, you know, I obviously this is someone else, you know. But the fact that you could have something like, you could, you know, if you wrote a book and you were like, this is it. I did, you know, you made this? I made this. No. Where you can have something like, this is the thing. I made the thing. It's here. Like, I don't know. That to me is very rewarding. Where you can point at something and go like, this. Something you want to make what felt feasible? Yeah. Work on this idea now. Yeah, like, the thing right now, God, not to talk about, you know, the elephant in the content creation room, but all the AI bullshit right now, it's like completely missing out on, you know, you don't want to miss out on actually, the reason you want to make stuff is for yourself. It's just this sort of fucked up world we live in where, you know, people are trying to monetize it, right? Hey, awesome, Drew. Yes, we love to see it. Yeah. Like, you know, all the stuff that gets, you know, all the things that happen with art as a business, right? Any sort of creation as a business. It does get lost that, like, really it should be about doing it for yourself because it is rewarding on its own, right? But it's just once again, the villain is capitalism. It always is. It turns out. But, like, you know, make something because you want to make it, not because you think you can make something of it, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna go find the thing. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did recently. I put up the comic, 4-panel something comic. I need to do another one. I do have an idea, but it was like, okay, I need to. If I'm gonna make comics, you actually have to make them. And I was just like, okay, I got 4 panels, do something, and it took some pushing to get it out the door, but I got it there. I was like, okay, actually, it's there. And I was like, yeah, that was good. Because, yeah, it's, what will teach you more stuff? Ah, here it is. So yeah, I was looking at something to wrap this up on because, yeah. So I'm gonna go pull up the thing that I always think about when it comes to this, which is there's a letter from Kurt Vonnegut, author, to some school children who wrote to him for an English class assignment. And let me see. Should I put it up on screen or should I just read it out? I'll just read it out. It's also just very funny because, like, thank you for your friendly letters. You sure know how to cheer up a really old geezer, 84, in his sunset years. I don't make public appearances anymore because I now resemble nothing so much as an iguana. What I had to say to you, moreover, would not take long. To wit, practice any art, music, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, painting, sculpting, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or badly, not to get money and fame, but to experience becoming, to find out what's inside you, to make your soul grow. Seriously, I mean, starting right now, do art and do it for the rest of your lives. Draw a funny or nice picture of Miss Lockwood and give it to her. Dance home after school, sing in the shower, and so on. Make a face in your mashed potatoes. Pretend you're Count Dracula. Here's an assignment for you, and I hope Miss Lockwood will flunk you if you don't do it. Write a 6-line poem about anything, but rhymed. No fair tennis without a net. Make it as good as you possibly can, but don't tell anybody what you're doing. Don't show it or recite it to anybody, not even your girlfriend or parents or whatever, or Miss Lockwood, okay? Tear it into teeny-weeny pieces and discard them into widely separated trash receptacles. You'll find that you've already been gloriously rewarded for your poem. You have experienced becoming, learned a lot more about what's inside you, and have made your soul grow. God bless you all. Like, I think about that one constantly when it comes up of, you know, hustle and trying to make something. It's like, it shouldn't be about that. I realize why it has to be a lot of the time, or why it is, but ultimately it shouldn't be about that. And so all of this stuff about, like, you know, AI art and all the people trying to squeeze all those poor underpaid artists and writers and everything, it's business and it's bullshit, and, you know, It's just draining the soul out of it, right? And so, you know, remember that it's supposed to be something that you find joy in. I'm doing it because I want to do it. Because I enjoy doing it and it matters to me. And if somebody else enjoys it, if it matters to somebody else, that's also good. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, excuse me, I'm yawning a tiny bit. Yeah. So yeah. Adam Savage's a great description of the act of making, that's using your unique point of view to create something that did not exist before. Everyone has capacity for this. Yes. That's why, you know, my concern with things like AI, art or writing or whatever, is not that they could possibly hope to replace actual artists for, you know, because, you know, they do not have a point of view, and every artist has a point of view, whether they know it or not. They do. My worry about it is that, you know, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to corporations who are trying to squeeze, you know, people out of business or whatever. That's the thing. It's like any sort of AI tool or whatever does not have your point of view. Nobody else has your point of view. And, you know, don't worry about like an existential crisis about art. That's not the problem. Like, it's once again just, you know, corporations doing corporation shit. And yeah. No team leads ever want to give up the control over output. Yeah, exactly. And it's, yeah. Yeah. And it's just also the things like, you know, there's a connection, right? You're communicating something intentionally or otherwise, and no machine learning algorithm is going to do that. So don't worry about, you know, it replacing art on a cultural level or an existential level. It won't ever do that. It can't. It's utterly incapable. Because it really bums me out. It does depress me because I see occasionally people in comments or whatever being like, why should I become an artist then if AI can just do this? And it's like, because it means something to you. And also, there's that trap of being like, so what? So, okay, so the AI art is better than yours. Okay. How do we define better? There is no objective quality in art. It's all subjective, all of it. And even if we say, you know, ascribe some sort of level of detail or realism to being better or whatever, the fact of the matter is, there is always, no matter who you are, no matter what field you're in, no matter what creative field it is, there is always going to be somebody whose work is better than yours, who you look up to and be like, oh, they're much better than I am. That is always going to be true at almost no matter what level you're at. And so what? They're not you. They don't have your point of view. They can't do what you do. They can't make the things that you make. No one can. So what that there's always somebody better than you? So what? Someone more technically proficient, somebody faster, someone with a greater command of color. So fucking what? Who cares? So what? There always will be. But they don't have your mind. They don't have your point of view. So they can never do what you do. Yeah. Tool and rich artists and help. Yeah. People just want to strip those. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, it becomes, the problem with it is the corporations who are using it as a way to underpay people even more and to squeeze out jobs and just to get a better bottom line. Because I see this all the time where people are like, you know, but why did they do this? And like, we don't want to see this. It's like, they don't care about making good things. And they never have. They care about making money. And it's not the same thing. They only care about the number go up. They don't care about making good art or good whatever. They don't give a shit. They do not care. They never will. And you have to stop expecting them to. They will never ever care about this. As long as they are around, you know? Unless they are forced to listen to people who do. Or be beholden to people who do. But they don't. And they're not. So, you know. That's why, you know, you got the writer's strike going on in the US now. It's like, because they're like, no, fuck this. I want to get paid. One of the reasons, anyway. Get paid properly. Yeah, and they'll set a precedent, exactly. So, you know. Yeah. And is that confirmed, or is that I last I heard that was still like rumors? Like, they have the authorization. I don't know if they've exercised that authorization yet, but they have a go to strike. Not confirmed. Still voting. Right, they're still voting. Okay. Yeah, if they vote to strike, then that's it, right? That's, you can't make something if the actors and the writers are on strike. But yeah, big union. It makes sense. Yeah, I know. Sometimes on my more sort of radical days, I do think like art is a bit. Sometimes I think like art as a business was always going to end up somewhere like here, right? Or this is the sort of, this current problem is like the ultimate expression of art as a business, of turning what should be a form of expression into content, you know? It's like, I'm not surprised that this is where we've landed. Not surprised that you know, that this is the fight we're having to have right now. Because, yeah. And that debate is nothing new. I know, it's been going on for a long time. It's just like, it just really brings it home. Yeah. Several things you shouldn't run as a business. You know, art, education, healthcare. But you know, looks around at state of world, state of country. Incarceration, yes, also that, yes. I was trying to think if there was anything else. Yep, all of that sort of stuff. Yep. It gets run as a business, and then that means it gets boiled down to number go up, and the people in the middle get lost in amongst all of that maths. That's no way to do anything. So, all of this is to say, if you have it, you know, if you want to make something, go and do it. Do it. Don't worry about trying to turn it into a career or turn it into a success. Just do it because you want to do it and because you think it'll be good. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where that comes from. But like, go make a thing. Whatever it is, express yourself somehow. That's why I am so grateful to have, you know, do a bit of that with streaming and art, but also like, massive creative outlet in D&D and tabletop stuff. Because that's, God, I'd be so miserable if I didn't get to do anything like that. So glad I found a way to get all of that out, you know? That's what's so lovely about it. It's because you also get to do it with your friends and you get to do that together. And what's better than that, really? I don't know why they love art. I don't know why they love it so much, you know? I don't know, it could be with jealousy. I don't know. I don't know. If somebody figures it out, let me know, but I'm not gonna spend my time worrying about that. I'm just gonna ignore them. Just like, whatever, man. Cool story, bro. It's like, okay. Yeah. I definitely agree with that, Lamb, yeah. It's like, you're so talented and gifted. It's like, no, it's work, man. It's always work. Talent is such a stupid thing. I used to get more bothered about it. Now I just mostly will be like, well, I'll take the compliment and move on, right? If someone says, oh, you're so talented, it's like, okay, that's fine. But, you know, it's about learning, it's about work, and it's about putting in a lot of time, and actually, you know, it all takes work. It takes time to work on it. And if talent exists, it's basically the floor that you start from. You know, if that's what it is, then you just have a higher floor than somebody else. But if you don't work at it, you will be overtaken by someone who does, sort of, you know, in some ways. That's what it is. And it's always like, oh, I wish I could draw, or I wish I could do that, but I just can't. And you just want to grab them by the lapels, right? And just be like, let me show you, you could. You could. You could. I bet you could. If we took the time and did the work, I bet you could. Yeah. Certainly true, you can have an aptitude for certain things. That's definitely true, yeah. But like I said, I think that's what I mean. Like when you have a higher floor where you start from, you know, you're starting from a higher base, but nobody can, you know, can really, yeah. You don't come out the womb learning how to play Beethoven or whatever. And it's just things you enjoy doing. Yeah. So, yeah. Basically, yeah. If the brain enjoys something, it'll learn it better. This is true. This is very true. Yeah, I mean, some people do have an active, but you know, that's what it means. But it has been used in the past, and it often can be used to just sort of overlook a lot of the work that goes in, right? Not intentionally a lot of the time, but it can sort of lead to that, where you're like, kind of, you know, it's not a silver bullet. Yeah, you have to actually, it's like, oh, how did you learn, you know, did you do that? Oh, wow, how do you do that? It's like, I spent a lot of time learning to do that. Okay, this is a random aside as well, but I found this is just anecdotal. This may or may not be like true, but you know what I found is like watching tutorials from people or like art classes or things like that, and I find the ones that are the most useful are the ones that are given by people who are not intuitive learners of the thing, who are actually who don't have a knack for it. I think I've noticed this. Well, like, that's my perception. Where it's like the people who don't have a knack for something, people who've learned it but have learned it nonetheless, are often a lot better at teaching something because they have broken it down and understand how it works. You know. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a universal thing, but I've noticed this in when I've been trying to find like tutorials for things. That may be a false perception, but I was like, that's interesting. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, if you have a hard time explaining how you know how to do something, it's like, oh, you just do it. It's like, but how do you do that? It's like, well, I look and... Yes, Sarah Scribbles, there it is. How do you draw so well? Practice. It must be an innate gift, a gift from God. It's practice. I'll never understand how some people are so talented. Let me see. It's practice. Got the rest of the fucking out. Yeah. Brian Dempsey. He went to Shawn Michaels' very short-lived wrestling school, but he said Shawn was an awful teacher who just didn't know how to teach. So Regal did all the teaching instead. I mean, teaching itself is a skill, you know, independent of anything else, right? Yeah. And it's very difficult, yeah. But yeah. I've only done a little bit of it. I did some in secondary school, like A level. I don't know, is it like 16? I can't remember. We taught like a German lesson to some younger kids, and I think I did pretty well at that. But that was a long time ago. And I sort of helped out in some teaching capacities in some places, but I've never really gone any further or, you know, investigated it anymore. My brother is a teacher. He teaches physics, which is which he definitely. I don't know if he's any good at it. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure he does a good job. But yeah, if you've learned actual technique, how are you ever going to teach those techniques? It's, yeah. If you don't have, if you haven't broken down how you do something, then yeah. Physics teaching. Well, I think science teacher. I think. Yeah. You intuit physics. Oh no. Oh no, you really don't. You really can't. A lot of the time. If you try to intuit physics, you'll be in a bad time. You have a bad time. No reason everyone here shouldn't get an. Oh no. Yeah, this is perfectly understandable. I don't understand why you don't get it. And like, oh no. That's a bad teacher. That's a bad teacher. That's no good. You just gotta... Yeah. Punchline is we might have graded on a curve. Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky in that I don't recall having any teachers who said that sort of thing, but you know, you definitely had the good ones and the bad ones. More complex physics you learn, the more you realize just how much and intuitiveness that might appear to exist is a complete and utter illusion. Yeah, it's not intuitive. Physics really isn't intuitive at all. The more you learn about it. Right. Yeah. It's very much like, God, you know, my favorite example of unintuitive physics, or like a very simple one that I think doesn't require a lot of like complex explanation or complex mathematics, like quantum stuff, is how many people do not understand orbital mechanics. And I remember watching, God, it was someone, I don't remember who it was. I don't want to out anybody as, it's fine. It's fine if you don't understand this. Why would you? You don't need to know it. It was someone on the Lure channel a number of years ago. They were playing Kerbal, and they were Kerbal Space Program. They were somewhere like in high orbit. It's like, oh, we need to go towards the planet. We want to land, so we need to go down. So we just pointed the spaceship down at the planet and started thrusting. I was like, that's not how it works. It's like, because that's not how space is. Not how space do. Yeah, it's like you're not. Well, it'll work, but it might work eventually, but it'll be very, very inefficient. You may not have enough fuel to actually make it happen. But yeah, it's no, my sideways momentum. Yeah. And that's like a simple one, because that's something that people can kind of grok without you having to worry about, things they can't see. The space station goes above, the satellites, whatever. It's not like quantum mechanics, which good luck with that. Yeah. But like even that, most people don't get it, because it's not intuitive. It doesn't work like how things do down here most of the time. Like, for example, if you stop applying force, eventually you will slow down and stop. And that's not true in space. Quantum mechanics easy. This thing is here, or is it? That's not a quantum mechanics theory. That's a Vsauce video. This thing has position or momentum. I studied physics at university, which I realized only in my third year was a mistake, because I was having a bad time. But there's a lot of mathematics. Like, the joke is, okay, what's the progression? How does this go? The joke is, and I think this is an XKCD, that biology is applied chemistry, chemistry is applied physics, physics is applied maths, and maths is applied philosophy, or something like that. It's all mathematics all the way down, basically. And yeah, you have to learn so many, like, Fourier transforms and matrices and all sorts of shit. There it is. Yes, there it is. So, okay, sociology is applied psychology, which is applied biology, which is applied chemistry, which is applied physics, and then the mathematician's like, oh hey, I didn't see you guys all the way over there. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot more maths, and I should have expected it, but none of them at the same time. Oh god. Also, one thing that, I have a pet peeve about, like, the sort of uncertainty principle, or at least the pop culture and pop science understanding of it, is the use of the word observe. Where they're like, it exists in two states until it becomes observed, and people think that's like, the box, the Schrodinger's cat, where like you open it and you observe it. Well, what observe means in quantum physics terms is interact. Because how do you observe something? You have to interact with it. And by interacting with it, you have caused it to take a to collapse the waveform and take a certain position or state or whatever. You've collapsed it into a certain state by interacting with it, by firing something at it and measuring the response. That's what observe means. It doesn't mean if you look at an atom, suddenly it's like, huh? It does not require an intelligent observer. Yeah, because it leads to all sorts of weird pseudoscience bullshit about like intelligent observers and consciousness. It's like, that's not what we mean. That's really not what we mean. That's not what it is. That's not how it works. Yeah. And like the thing with quantum mechanics was basically that like its postulates are that it's not that state that it's in is hidden and that we discover it by doing the thing, like, oh, it was always like that. No, the quantum the thing with quantum mechanics is it basically says no, all of those states, it exists in a superposition of all possible states until it is interacted with. Not that, you know, oh, you know, it's like if you mix up something, you know, you put a blue ball in a bag and you shuffle them up, you say, oh, it's in this bag. It was always in this bag. No, it's in every bag at once until you open the one with it in, or until you measure the outcome or whatever. Like, that's the difference with quantum. Where it's like, no, it exists in a superposition of all states. And that was part of, this is maybe not entirely true, but it was at least part of the thing that was going on with the, this what people who didn't support it at the time were like, well, that's ridiculous. And are you telling me that it works like that? That can't be right. And all the quantum physicists were basically going like, no, that's how it works. Yep, that's it. Yep, no, that's what we're saying. That's why Einstein said something like, you know, God does not play dice with the universe, because he was like, this is clearly ridiculous. And then all the quantum physicists kept being proved right. So, yeah, it redefines a whole lot of things that we assume to be true. So it's not surprising that everyone was like, wait a minute. No, that can't possibly be right. And then the physicists being like, no, it is. Oh, well. All right then. And it's a quantum finish. No fair. You change the outcome by measuring it. Anyway. Right. It is 8:32, which means it's time for me to wrap things up and go get some food. But we had a good chat. We covered all sorts of things today. And I like I said, I had no way of knowing how much Inscryption we had left. It turns out it was about an hour. But it was a good game. I'm glad I played it. Right, so I'll be back tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? This is a good question. I can always pick up something like Last Spell again, or some Stardew, or something like that, an old reliable thing. Because I don't want to start my next thing tomorrow. I want to start it next week with a beginning of the week, because now that this is done, I think we can go all steam ahead for next week's streams with some Final Fantasy. We can begin that, because actually I'm kind of excited to get to that. I'll do just a regular stream tomorrow, then next week we will start in on Final Fantasy, the first one. We'll start doing it that way. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the, on the PlayStation Store, I can get the bundle of the Pixel Remaster of the first 6. For the first 6, for like, I think it's like the price of a full price, I think like $60 for 6 games. Yeah, we're going back to the start. Oh yeah, Lucinda, no, this is the thing. I'm like, I've never finaled a fantasy. So let's do a retrospective from the beginning. Let's do the whole thing. So that's where we're going. Back to the start. And we'll see how we get on. So look for that next week. I'm definitely excited to give that a go. But tomorrow I will be back with a nice chill stream with whatever I end up playing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, anybody live? Ah, Moose and Tato are live. Playing some Star Citizen. Klaxons and such. Yeah, well, I'll send you over there. Because Moose and Tato are good peoples. You should go check them out. Check out their stream. Follow them if you're not following. Although I assume most of you are, surely. But yeah, that's going to do it from me. Don't forget to check out the VODs on YouTube. And the store to get some merch. And as always, you can support the stream by liking, favoriting, commenting, subscribing. Join the Patreon, buy some merch, do a thing. And you can help support the stream by going and making something creative for yourself. As a favor to me, go make something nice for yourself. Go make something. Anyway. Hey. And if you want to share it, by all means you can. In fact, we have a channel in the Discord for art stuff. So if you do want to share anything like that, please do pop it in there. I would love to see it. But also, like I said, you don't have to share it with anyone. It can just be for you. Just a special secret only for you. Anyway, let's raid Moose and Tato. And I will see you next time. Wait. Oh, too many O's. Excuse me. Moose. There we go. Alright, raid ongoing. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.